Just instantly itch my nose.
We are live. Because we gotta get people in. All right, there's 5 people in. Can we get a mic check? Mic check. Barbarossa, what the first? What's up, buddy? Sozo. Can we get a mic check, Sozo? All right, thank you. 5 by 5. Cool. Thank you. All right. We'll wait for a few more people to get here. Maybe a special guest.
So last time that we did a live with Mike, we were both at the house, right?
Yep.
Now we're both on the road.
RN, how's it going? It's going good. Hopefully we'll get out of the area before the snow hits. Prime Trucker Rob, what's up, sir? Are you talking Ardo? Yeah, the reverb terminal. Yeah. I don't know. Shouldn't be any reverb, but all right. Let's go ahead and add our guest in here. Hopefully, he's not doing anything he's not supposed to.
Ouch! Ouch!
What's up, sir?
I mean, you're fully justified in assuming something like that. I can't fault your logic, but ouch.
I heard from a guy that said if you're thinking, you might as well do it logically.
There you go.
I don't know who said that, though.
He sounds like a guy who would ask you to play a game and stop playing it with you.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm thinking of a name. It's not.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who would do that.
That seems rude and unfortunate.
What's up, CB? How you been, man? Oh, not you too, Mike. Oh, Johnson's logic's already trying to play the victim.
I've been there a time or 3 myself.
Do you want to lean back?
No, I'm good here.
Okay. Let's adjust everything. I'm going to lean back. All right. How's everybody? Is everyone out on the road? What are we doing? I know Mike's out on the road, right?
Mike is in southern Ontario in the booming town of Woodstock, which features a Toyota plant. That's pretty much all they have going for them.
Hey, man, gotta have something, right?
Well, everybody needs a hobby, right? And one that pays the bills is usually pretty good to have.
Right.
Definitely. I'm going to look up where that is because I don't know where that is. Okay.
About an hour or so west of Toronto.
Yeah. Not too far from Niagara Falls. That's the only Canada that I've been to.
Actually, it's a good part of Canada. Very expensive because it's considered resort town, but
yeah, that's true.
I mean, they have the tunnels to go under the falls. They have all the interesting museums and shops and all kinds of ways to
back in the 90s, but
yeah,
it was nice. I remember it being nice.
Somebody said
is the mic not working?
We're having issues with our mic. I can see what settings I can play with. I don't know. Let's see.
Does the computer not have a built-in mic?
It does.
Is it not as good? Is that the problem?
Yeah.
Echo cancellation.
I don't know. Is everyone else having the same issue? Do we sound like we have reverb on? Sounds good to me. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I can only do so much. I am just but a truck driver. I'm hearing talk back.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It sounds good to everyone else, Barbarossa. I don't know. I'm just a truck driver. I'm not a audio video expert.
About to start week 3 of OTR training with, is it Averett?
Yeah. Averett.
How y'all doing? We're doing well.
Yeah, we're trying to get in and out of Georgia without getting snowed in.
I did over 600 miles today, I think, for the first time since we left Prime. I haven't had to work very hard. I was like, man, I got 620 miles today. Is this burning up the miles? Because, I mean, I feel like the thing always is like, oh, well, we're going to be able to go faster, so I'm going to be able to kill that, like record miles done in a day. But then we got over here and we run so easy that I haven't really been able to do many long days.
It's because the long loads that go to areas that we don't want to go to right now.
It's very true.
Yeah, but you guys do tend to balance things like picking up a load where you have to unload a bunch of cabinets and...
That's true.
I feel like that's really more recently that we've been taking a lot of the weird stuff or stuff that we have to unload. I mean, those first couple months, we really didn't do too many oddball loads. Just a lot of hazmat.
Which is where the money
we started
is.
a new year with a new attitude on the loads. We try to be like Travis Kinley and just go with the flow and see how it is.
Coop next week.
Repeat that?
Coop asked if anybody was heading to British Columbia, and I'll be going there at the end of next week.
Sure, I'm totally disregarding the chat.
Yeah, I know. Just shock. The people made you who you are, and
it's a long day. Okay, it's a lot of traffic.
That's what we're here for. We're here to talk to the folks.
Yeah, I know.
We do have a big Q&A going on, so we need some questions dropped and stuff.
So did we have questions from the community post that you did?
We do, yeah. I got to go in there and grab those. I was thinking about sending Travis Kinley a link to see if he's busy or not, see if he can pop in too.
True.
There we go.
Is he still at home, or is his truck get fixed?
I don't know. I think he's enjoying his home time.
That's true. But
how long you been doing this gig, Mike? Somebody asked.
Are we able to?
May will be 6 years.
Or do you have to pay for that?
You can click on it.
Ooh, we can do that. Hey.
Should be able to.
Show. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, cool. Nice. You have to forgive me. I actually just made a tea because somebody said I had 13 minutes and they cut that short. I won't mention any names.
It was exactly on time, sir. We started right at 7 o'clock.
I'm on Canada time.
Look,
if you do the exchange rate,
7 o'clock is 7 o'clock.
So how long have you been doing it?
He already answered.
Yeah, May will be 6 years.
Okay.
Can we have a Q&A with Johnson's Logic and ask him why he had me join the server on New World and then he left me?
You're so salty. Do you want to cover that one?
What's up? Yeah, pop it up.
Yeah.
So, as far as I know, I'm not sure what's changed, but companies over 100 employees had to have some sort of vaccination status, but I think that got reversed. At Landstar, we are our own company. There's 2 employees, and you're looking at them.
Yeah. So we haven't met any requirements that would force us to get it yet, I guess. But I know things are different for you up there, Mike. Or I think they are.
No, the certain companies do request that you have them. They're starting to get into the thing of if you don't get it, you're going to be fired. But as far as trucking goes, all it does is make your life a little bit more free. You can't eat in a restaurant here. In the restaurant, you could get takeout, but you can't eat in the restaurant unless you're vaccinated. You can't do this, but 2 provinces just shut down again, so you can't eat in the restaurants anyway. So,
yeah. I had a thought.
So Zot says Ross doesn't play WoW anymore either.
Woo.
That's big. I know he was always no more gaming on the truck. Come on, don't lie to these folks.
Yeah, for in the US on this one, but I was just curious about Canada because I thought, you hear the stuff about was it going over the border now? It's going to be required. Is that a thing?
Yeah. So as of the article that I read this morning, you can, as an American, you cannot go over the border unless you're vaccinated, but Canadian government is allowing their people to come here and back without a vaccination.
Right. So I don't know if it was like a countrywide thing up there yet, or if it was more like down here where it's going to be kind of like individual companies or
Do you want to hit
places.
RJ's question?
This one?
Yep. We have an inverter and an APU.
And a bunk heater.
And a bunk heater.
Yeah.
And APU will be soon.
It's on the way.
I have all 3.
You're special.
Show off.
Well, I deal with minus 40 in these nice Canadian temperatures.
That's true.
And last night was a shining example. I had the heat going from the APU, I had the heat going from the bunk heater, and I still woke up frozen.
Yeah.
All right, let me go. Hey, what was the process like getting your truck at Tell? You want to pop that one up there?
Sure.
Well, like I always say, big stack of cash.
Yeah.
10K down. They had trucks on the lot at the time. You pay them weekly. They're happy. There's a mandatory escrow. Right now, I think you get on a list and then you pay your deposit when your number gets called.
Yeah. But I think the lady that we talked to there would still be more than happy to talk to you. But there's no getting a truck right away, but she would be more than happy if people still inquired about it. Especially if you have a big stack of cash. But unfortunately, right now, even with a big stack of cash, you're not getting a truck right away.
Unless you find one of those cash trucks
from Tell.
Yeah, from Tell. Yeah.
The money does nothing.
All right. So let's go through some questions that were on the community post since they were kind enough to respond to the community post. First one is, how many loads have canceled on you, and are you noticing a trend with certain agents that this happens a lot? We have had one load cancel, and we do not notice that trend because we book ahead of time. We don't book day of stuff.
But RJ did have one thing about the size fridge that we run. So the thing is, we have I don't know what size. Yeah, I don't. So it says, what size fridge do you run? I have an inverter and fridge that came with my truck. It's like a 2 cubic foot one. So if it's barely anything, I think that's
a standard size one.
That's a standard size. So what we did, I wish I had the size that our coolers are. We have 2 of the, they're like powered coolers. I don't know how to describe that. But we bought 2 of them because I wanted one as a fridge for our drinks while we're driving and extra refrigerator space. And then we have one as our freezer. But our inverter does fine with it. I don't know. We have the factory built-in inverter from Peterbilt. I mean, I wouldn't say it's anything crazy. You can get nice inverters out there, but it is a pretty nice setup. It's only it's 1800 watt though, so it's not even that big. I've heard a lot of people have bigger ones.
Do you want to pop that 2 questions up?
This one?
Yep.
Yeah, I was wondering about that one too.
We'll go over that one real quick. So, haven't gotten paid for a truck order not used, tonneau pay. Drivers can't get paid for detention, paid layovers, and all the extra stuff. Why do drivers have to wait 2 to 4 months? Well, that's because of the way the contract's set up on the customer paying. They have X number of days, weeks, months, whatever it is to pay the bill. So with our company and most companies, they do what's called factoring, where they pay you up front and then they collect the money from the customer. So what they don't factor is detention and layovers and tonneau pay. So when the customer actually pays their bill, that's when you get paid, hopefully. And also, it's up to your agent or broker to actually file the paperwork with the customer a second time to get you paid. So the customer can't pay for something they don't know that they need to pay for.
So Ross said that he doesn't even ask for tonneau pay anymore. He just gets layover, but he doesn't ask for tonneau or detention anymore. I would like to know why that is.
Yeah, why is that?
I'm all over the place. And we have chained up. Oh, but you're asking Mike. So that's a question for Mike because we do 0.
I think everyone knows the answer for us.
So how many times have you chained?
Right now, I don't even have chains on my truck. It's much like glad hand seals.
Ooh. Did you give your chains away too?
Actually, no. The chains I had belonged to the truck I was in. But I have a hard and fast rule. If I'm highway driving and I need to chain up, that's the time to go to bed. Go to bed, sleep for 8 hours, get up. Weather's changed. You don't have to chain up. You can carry on with your merry way. And you're not going to deal with all the people who don't know how to drive with chains on.
Yeah.
Do I know how to chain trucks up? Yes, I did oil field work. I had to chain multiple times a day, drive on dirt roads, up hills like this. I can do it. It's the people around me I have a problem with, so I'd rather not. Go to bed, get up, lights are off, you can carry on your merry way.
Absolutely.
Do you want to hit that, the one Frost put up?
This one?
Yep. That, I do not know what average pay is because we have done exactly 0 days as a company driver.
So you want to read out the question, or I can?
Well, it's going to be on. It's going to be on the screen since you popped it up.
Right, but I'm just saying.
Sure.
Read it out. So Frost said, "I just got. It's moving away. I just got back into the industry after a 15-year hiatus. I wasn't sure if that should. I guess it does show all of it. To a 15-year hiatus driving for a company out of Idaho. They only pay 42 cents a mile. What would you guys consider an average pay rate right now?"
I don't know.
I can actually take this one.
Okay.
The reason why is because when it comes to your mileage rates, what you actually have to figure is what you're going to average roughly per week, a realistic average of what you can run in a week, solo, team, whatever your situation may be. After that, you have to factor in, do they pay for your load time? Do they pay for your unload time? All that good stuff. I know the math I did on 62 cents a mile meant my gross pay for the month would have been just under $5,500. If you can live on $5,500 at 60 cents a mile with what that industry was asking, that's up to you. If you're doing reefer, you might want to make sure that there's a very healthy detention time or a very healthy load or unload rate, because if not, 42 cents a mile, you're not going to make any money when you're 8 hours at a dock.
Yeah.
Loaded or unloaded, right? I don't like mileage because you will make more money as a percentage driver or an owner getting percentage. Mileage is designed to push you as hard as you can drive. That's all it's for. Is 42 cents enough? Not unless you're doing what's a normal healthy week? 550 miles a day. 42 cents a mile, that's 200 something a day. Yeah. Does that make does that make financial sense for you? And it also depends on what you can live off of. If you have no bills compared to a lot of bills, myself personally, I wouldn't even start the truck for less than 55 cents a mile as a company driver, but that's just me. I have some time in and I've earned it.
You want to hit the button on the top that says hide current comment? All right, so we're going to take another one from the community post, and it says, how much longer are you going to stay at Landstar? Well, the problem is trailers are hard to get, and they are going for double the rate that they should. So I'm not about to drop 60 to 70,000 on a dry van. So it'll be a little while.
But even if we could get a trailer right now, you think that automatically means that we would leave Landstar, or we just bring our own trailer to Landstar? We're can't wait to get our own trailer.
We're going to stay at Landstar as long as we're happy.
Yeah.
When it's time to move on, we'll move on. We don't really have any set lengths or times. So I would like to ask a question. Why is Ross commenting, but he's not joining the live that I sent him a link for?
Yeah.
We'll add that question to the list. I did.
We're waiting patiently for an answer.
I messaged him.
Detention pay is definitely, looking at this one, detention pay is definitely one of the most frustrating things, because there's nothing more frustrating than being told, we'll submit the detention for the receiver's approval, or was it shipper or receiver? But
customer.
For the customer's approval. When a customer has to approve of you getting detention pay,
you're probably not going to get it.
Drives me nuts. Like, why? Why do we bother? But
so that's one good thing. There has been so few times.
Okay, we need the viewers to tell Johnson's Logic to sign up.
Yeah, everyone told Johnson's Logic to stop being lazy and get on the live.
Wouldn't the viewers like to see Ross's pretty face?
So
that's not a shot.
We've had very few times where we would even need detention pay.
Yeah.
And if the load pays really well, I mean, if we get detention, we get it. If not, it's not the end of the world.
I really enjoy being able to negotiate things like detention or just any of the extras. I like being able to do it right then. Like you show me what I'm going to get paid this week right now. That's been really a new change of pace.
I use detention pay as a club. The reason is being a step deck driver, I shouldn't have to wait more than an hour. So if I'm waiting 45 minutes, I let them know I charge detention pay after 2 hours. It's not the company rate. You have to pay for me sitting here in the truck. And then I tell them a very scary number. And all of a sudden, my truck gets loaded. I don't know what the correlation is, but there it is.
Well, if we're at the shipper, we basically have a clock running for our business, and our contractual agreement expires after 2 hours unless you're paying really well or you're trying very hard to get us loaded. So we usually let the agent know T-minus 2 hours and we're out. And then if they start letting the customer know and it looks like they're actually doing something, we'll make the choice of if we're going to stay or not. But if it doesn't pay well, out of there.
There was a gentleman who posted he's been doing it for 33 years. And it was paid for. And he does have somewhat of a point. If you look at what your commission is with your own trailer and without your own trailer, you have to figure out what you ever want. First off, the price and the maintenance of the trailer worth having. And right now, there isn't a percentage in the world that's high by owning your own trailer. It doesn't balance out. And those numbers start to balance themselves again. It well could, where you're actually going to make money for your trailer, which is how it's supposed to be, as opposed to paying for a trailer. Nobody wants to be.
Absolutely. But I will say, having pulled a trailer owned by a company, it doesn't matter which company it is that we work for, it would be nice to have more control over the maintenance on the trailer.
Yep.
And to be fair though, we haven't even, some of the issues like drivability or like, I don't know, tire issues on trailers, half of them we haven't even taken to a shop because we're afraid of it not being approved to get fixed. So I don't know, Landstar could repair a lot more of the stuff that we complain about than I would even know, because we're not willing to go and spend a day risking it not getting fixed on one of their trailers.
Something that's not a safety issue.
On something that's not a safety issue, absolutely. We have spent time on safety issues, but if it's just a drive or comfort in the bed issue that the trailer is causing, we're just not willing to go and have that, like, have them search for the issue, because we spent all of last January having a shop search for a comfort issue in our truck, and that's just not something that I want to do again. But my hope would be that if we got our own trailer, I don't know, you still have to deal with the shop and diagnosing things, but
so hit that one that RN asked. What percentage? Yep.
Yeah.
0. There hasn't been a load that paid like phenomenal that was preloaded or that we couldn't get live loaded. The times that we've wanted them preloaded is for our own benefit. So if we had our own trailer, we wouldn't have lost out of anything that would have been that overwhelming. Yeah,
the refrigeration cabinets, that load can be live loaded or it can be a drop and hook. She said either way, if you have a trailer you want us to load, we'll load it for you. That agent was really great. What, Purple Yeti?
Yeah, that's the homie. Topo. What's up, buddy? How's it going? Where are you? Welcome to the show. All right, let's see what kind of questions we have in the video and the comments. Make sure we get those all taken care of. Somebody asked when. Right now.
The live?
Yeah.
When is the live happening?
This was posted like 2 or 3 days ago.
Oh, oops.
All right, I think we're caught up on most of those.
Grand Island.
Grand Island, I like that place actually. That Walmart's really cool. You can go shopping. Oh, Bozelman's, yeah. That one's nice. They have a ton of spots.
I was just thinking about that video where we were at that Grand Island Walmart and everybody was complaining about that video. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, people act like you can't go to Walmart to shop ever.
Yeah, especially that one though.
How long is your lease?
Town is entirely
and what is your payment like?
Cattle driven.
JT.
Yeah, that one.
Our term, since we are a team, is 2 years. So since there's 2 people driving the truck, it's 2 years. Yeah. And we pay about $1,000 a month, or sorry, $1,000 a week.
Sign me up for that next $579. That's a really great.
I'm telling you, we're gonna have the $579 waiting for you. We can park it wherever you want across the border. You just go. Or would you ever do reefer again? Maybe.
We've talked about it.
If we had our own trailer and we could pick the customers.
The thing is, I don't think I'd want to do reefer again, but I would pull a temp controlled trailer.
There it is.
That's the thing. That's what we've talked about doing.
We're never gonna do reefer general freight. I'm never going back to a Walmart DC or anything with the reefer trailer, but we would do like medicines or any of the temp control stuff, the specialty stuff.
Absolutely get a reefer trailer to do temp control specialty stuff. Absolutely. But that's a different animal.
JR Trucking Logistics finally made alive.
Z Miller's in here.
Shut down off 40 in Tennessee. Jeez. You're lucky to find a spot, man.
It's true.
Everything along 40 in Tennessee is small and they fill up so fast.
I feel like that wouldn't be that far from where we are now, right?
What's that?
40 in Tennessee. I guess it depends on where in Tennessee.
I mean, the states are
Yeah,
big.
the state's big. But
I didn't even tell you guys
what was that?
at the only TA in Canada.
That's where you're at?
I'm at the only TA in Canada, Woodstock, Ontario. Yeah.
Nice. We were at the only TA in New Hampshire last night.
Food Lion. Where are the parties at? Food Lion?
As DC? No,
Sir.
I hate those.
Are you okay?
Yes, blink twice if they've held you for
What-
8 hours.
I mean, well, no, they're not Target. We had one
Food Lion
not
and
great experience. Yeah.
what was the
Richmond. What's
up?
What's outside Richmond?
Desputin?
Yeah, Dashcams.
Yeah, that was Food Lion.
You probably butcher that name, but yeah, that was not so fun. But we've delivered to other food lines. I guess none of them have been great, but I don't know. I don't put it up there with Target.
So hit that one about the agents.
This one?
Yep. Yeah. So I get very frustrated that we get bombarded with text messages and sometimes calls with garbage loads that we've already looked at and say we don't want to run them. But I will say I still answer them, or I'll read their messages, because we have gotten 2 loads that were
Is it 2 or 3 now? Yeah.
3, yeah. 3 that were very, very good loads, purely from call. So
yeah, it's one
it
of those
sucks,
things.
but
It's like being in sales. Being a truck driver is like being in sales. You have to answer every single call because you never know which call is going to be that call that makes you a ton of money.
What's the worst road you've ever been on? This one's for all 3 of us. Probably somewhere in Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan's pretty terrible.
What about you,
Pennsylvania's getting
Madman?
up there, though.
This year's been bad. This year's probably been the worst as far as it'd be hard to say. BC, I mean BC, the hills, and I was doing 60, and I need to be moving to get out of those hills, right? That was fun. Just left ahead of a storm in the middle of another one. That was fun. Usually if you go to this coast of Canada and this coast of Canada and go anywhere in between, you're going to find a rough one.
Yeah. Are you going for the 49 in Louisiana? Because that one is terrible. I would agree with that. Kenneth had an answer for us on that one. That one is really bad.
That's true. If you ever want to get launched out of the bed.
Terrible,
actually 20 through there as well.
I mean,
through New Orleans.
We would have a shorter list if we went with what are the best roads we've driven on.
There you go.
Is there a good road that we've driven on recently? Because that's a much shorter list.
Click on the top one from Purple Yeti. Look, man, we take what pays us well, and
Yeah, the baking soda.
that agent still has those loads, man. Those pay crazy out of Wyoming, and they also have. So it was in one of our videos. I think it was the last load that we ran for the year of last year. They hauled the fragrance for the dryer sheets. That pays $8.75 a mile out of New York.
Yeah, but you have to have a tanker endorsement as well. And let me tell you, that was the most tanker endorsement load I think I've ever felt.
Mr. Logic,
wild.
Give us a thumbs up if you're ready to go on stream.
Just pop them in randomly.
Are you still talking
Okay,
about
he's good.
Workers' Comp Co-op? And are you in the U.S. Canada?
Yeah.
Mr. Ross.
Mr. Ross. Yeah, I don't know how well. How did can we do? Oh, there we go. Well, no, we can't get listen.
It's okay.
There we
There
go.
you go.
That's better. That's better. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just clicking buttons.
So I'm assuming this one's for Madman.
Well, Cole is actually asking questions from up above. He started asking about workman's comp, and people were answering in there. Workman's comp depends on up here. You only get workman's comp through WCD, and you have to register and everything else. You have to have your business name and all that good stuff. The premiums are fairly reasonable. If you're self-employed, you have to have them. If you're an owner, you have to. Do I run the USA? Not until Matt and Liz actually buy me a 579.
Yeah, we're gonna put them to work. We're gonna get a truck. Well, we can't buy you a truck until you start your YouTube channel. So what comes
There's
first?
that. Yeah. And for that, I need to buy a GoPro.
That's those totes that the plastic ones with the metal frame. Those are. Oh no, ISO tankers. I think that's actual.
That's an actual tanker.
That's the actual tanker. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was confused.
So, Mr. Ross, how goes it?
Oh no.
I think he's muted. I think you're muted, sir.
Can't hear you. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
You can shake your head all you want. It's not going to make the sound come through. Start clicking them buttons.
Gotta be something.
I don't know how. Oh, there we go.
There we are.
Is that right?
Yep.
Got it.
Nice.
Hey,
All
good
right.
morning, y'all. How's it going?
Good morning. It's 7:30.
Good morning.
Oh, well, it's morning for me. I'm a night driver, so it's morning for me. But
Well, thank you for joining the live.
For sure. I'm glad I could be here. I can't really drive at the moment because I'm still shut down for weather. So I'm kind of waiting it out until I can keep going.
What weather is shutting you down currently?
Right now, it's just wind. It's been anywhere between 30 and 60 mile an hour winds.
Hold on. We got one more.
Oh no!
Nice. Nice.
No.
What is good with you? And it's your boy Travis Kinley coming back to you.
What's good with you?
Oh my.
Madman?
Mr. Travis, how you doing, boy?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
For the first time in a week, warm. There's like no snow here. It's Southern Ontario. Gotta like it.
Good stuff. What y'all been doing in here? You got a Q&A going on or what?
We were just doing a little live, just doing some Q&A.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Do you have any questions, any answers?
I've probably got no answers. I got some questions, though, I'm sure.
I got some questions for you.
In case we notice,
I got some
Sozo's
questions for him,
getting
too.
pretty lippy in there.
Yeah, they let anyone on these things for sure.
How's that cash truck treating you, Mr. Kinley?
Oh, man. Life is good, dude. Life is good, that's for sure.
You taking some home time?
I am, dude. We actually just got out of a restaurant, man. We went to go get some Mexican. We're on the way home. Let's see if I can get a light. Ha! Watch out.
Oh,
Nice.
There it is. That's what we needed.
Yeah, we're on the way home from getting some Mexican. Yeah, just relaxing, man. Hanging out. Adult night tonight.
That's awesome.
No kids.
Nice.
Adult night.
Yeah.
So Sozo saying they let anyone on these things. We would let you on this thing if you would ever want to care to be on camera, but you don't. So just saying.
I think he likes the
you on
background.
here too.
I can send the link just as quick.
Yeah, I think Sozo likes the background too.
Yeah. He's more of the managerial type.
Yeah.
Hi, Coop.
I have a question I wanted to answer that I saw that I got like 3 minutes ago,
Yeah, what's up?
which is from Reds. Asked me how I like the table in my truck, and I use this thing every day. I love this. This is the best part of my truck. It's going to be a hard sell for me to buy another truck. I know I want another truck, but I'm on the fence whether that's going to be another Volvo or not, which means I'm going to have to give up the table. But
Yeah.
So
I don't want
As
to
a-
put
if you
that
get one
table
of
there.
As a
Hey, Volvos aren't the only trucks with tables.
With
That's
a
true.
real, I mean,
oh,
Freightliner doesn't really count.
ooh,
I actually don't like that
Sheesh.
rendition of the table. I don't like how they sit. So like this
No
is a
Luck
comfortable
Logic
bench seating
podcast is
style
back.
table.
You can get a table in almost any truck. I know there's some Pete's like 579s that come with tables.
Oh no, you can
If
go
you
and stop
pay
right
for
there.
it, you pay for it, you can get it.
He's not ready. He
Anything
couldn't even lift
Peterbilt,
the
you can go and
hood.
pump the brakes right there.
Yeah.
I'm
So
out.
is this Team Volvo over on this side with Ross and Mike?
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's right.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
That's right.
Team Volvo, even though you're not. I guess you're not
And
involved right now,
Sozo,
Mike.
and Sozo too. But even though he's not
Right.
with us, but
But he's
Sozo's
not
Team Volvo,
on
dude.
the screen, so.
My man's got a Peterbilt hat
Yeah,
next to
Peterbilt
the
hat.
Kenworth
Maybe find
sign.
my
I see
Volvo
it
hat
right on
here.
the bunk.
I mean, same truck.
Yeah, there you go.
the problem is the Kenworth
Peterbilt hat,
hat they
but
gave.
Kenworth on the side of your screen right
Well, the problem is they have a bottle opener right here, so it's weighted weird.
Yeah.
Like
That's all.
I'm gonna have to get up here. I'm gonna have to get my Volvo hat.
So I guess the questions have slowed down.
Were there any that you wanted to answer from the community post?
I've been popping in and out on them. So, Mr. Kenley, how many loads have canceled on you?
It's true.
None.
I thought you had that one.
What'd you say?
How
Oh,
many
yeah,
loads have
that one,
canceled?
that COVID one.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
That
that one,
counts.
that COVID one or whatever, where they had like 50 people out. Yeah, that's it. I don't know.
It's always at the worst time, though, right?
Yeah, that
right
was
on the
going to be a
weekend.
super good week. That was going to be like a 10 grand week. That still turned out to be an 8 grand week, though. I mean, that's not terrible.
Can't beat that. You
Mhm.
didn't have
You know
to
what I
train
mean?
anybody to get it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was this past paycheck, too. And I basically took home like a little over 5 grand or whatever.
So, Ross, what about you? How many loads have canceled on you?
I have had 2 cancel on me.
Okay.
One. Well, technically, I've had 1 cancel on me and 1 rescheduled. So technically, the answer is 1.
So
Yeah,
you want to
tried
hit
to-
that question about the
yeah.
trailer? All right. So in good shape, typically you can run whatever year, it doesn't really matter. But in order to get every load out there, it has to be 10 years or younger. Some of the union places that load auto parts will not load a trailer that's older than 10 years. So other than that, if you don't care about drive-in or auto parts stuff like that, any year, as long as it doesn't leak and it's roadworthy. But
No. Take on.
what's the difference, if any, between reefer and climate control? Honestly,
question.
it's really the same thing. It's just kind of the terminology. When it's a trailer full and it's typically hauling food and stuff like that, it's called reefer. But climate control is typically those straight trucks. Hey. Climate control is typically those shorter trucks, the straight trucks, and they're hauling like medicine that needs to be at like room temperature or just below room temperature, so it doesn't do whatever medical stuff.
Yeah, so
but
you're exactly right. But reefer is the only one that goes sub temperatures. Climate control is generally for 20 to 30 degrees or warmer, stuff that doesn't need to be frozen.
Okay.
And
yeah, but those
also the type of trailers that it's actually in is different as well. So climate control doesn't have to be double insulated, but reefer does.
yeah. Those straight trucks can get down into negative temps too.
For straight trucks, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we were just talking about just the trailer itself.
I guess it kind of went into both.
How much? Click on the timeout for
This
Prime.
one?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I think 3 of us in here can relate to this. Well, maybe not Travis. Travis
What's
is
that
happy to
say?
take whatever.
No, we've been over this. Travis was not just happy to take whatever. He didn't get
Travis-
pushed around. Travis has a
Travis was
backbone.
not just happy to take whatever at all.
We've been over this.
Yeah,
I like teasing them.
yeah. Travis wasn't just happy to take whatever at all. It's just after my fleet manager figured out what I wanted to do, that's all he sent to me. I was totally down with that.
you had a nice
Like-
one.
Like my
tried.
favorite one is that in all of 2021, he sent me one Florida load because he knew I didn't like going to Florida. And he sent me 0 Northeast loads because I just don't like going to the Northeast.
So let me ask you now, seeing what you see on the board, do you like Northeast and Florida runs?
No,
Ooh.
no.
It's like
The
all-
Northeast,
I-
Oh, that
I-
coming.
I'm like just getting home, so I'm here, but I'm not really here. The Northeast, I will do just as much of the Northeast as I would have done before. Man, dude, it's not about the money to me. It's really not about the money. There are so many other things that matter so much more than the money to me. I don't like the traffic, dude. It's all the cars, all the stop and go, everybody cutting me off. It's freaking packed at 2:00 in the afternoon, 5 p.m. You're standing still. That drives me nuts, dude. I
So
just like to drive straight, man, and chill. Florida, I'd probably be more willing to do Florida, but not much more, man. Because you're still gonna. I mean, you're likely to make crap going out. You know, my fleet manager was so.
Yeah, we just Orlando is probably about as low as we go. We try to stick around Jacksonville, and then we go right up to the border to Kingsland.
And I really ain't trying to go all the way down to Orlando.
Right. It had to
Yeah,
be
like
real good
Orlando,
to go that
Tampa is
far.
like that line. Like
Yeah.
I'm not
Right.
going below that.
Yeah,
Like that
that's the
panhandle?
line, and I really ain't trying to go that low. I'm
Mhm.
trying to hit Jacksonville and above, to be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah.
The madman, Mr. Mike.
Yes.
Is there anywhere in Canada that you really hate going or that you won't go?
Saskatchewan.
Christ, I live there.
This is not a
That would
question for
suck.
you,
Oh.
Ross.
What is there anywhere in Saskatchewan or Saskatchewan? I won't go. Yeah, home
You already
apparently.
answered it.
Yeah, you hate going home.
Yeah, don't make money at home. You know what? That's probably the least place I like going, just because of the traffic. Like you said, like at any time of day, you could have bumper traffic. No, but even that's there. It's a balance between because there's always a load out of Toronto, somewhere around Toronto. I mean, this is the densest population of all of Canada, so there's going to be a load out of Toronto if you need to get somewhere. I during the summer they're a little bit expensive.
Go up to Larry D's comment. Let's put that up there. All right. Does anybody want to drive the Northeast if the rate's
RJ.
good?
That'd
the
be me.
rate's good,
I like the
I'll do it.
Northeast.
Define the Northeast, like Maine and all that.
I would.
So what I consider it is basically the edge of New York and to the right.
Which is basically New England, right?
Yep.
You mean the
Yeah.
eastern edge or the western?
Of what? New York?
New York.
Yeah.
Eastern
The
edge.
eastern edge.
Yeah, see? I'm down with that. Upstate, western New York, yeah, we can ride that way, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Pennsylvania, yeah, we. Now, sometimes Pennsylvania still bothers me.
Except for the tolls. I don't like the tolls in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, me neither.
If you sit in one spot too long, you got to pay a toll to breathe.
Got paid
Ross
twice.
goes to
if
New
you
York
sit there
City,
too
but
long.
he's crazy.
All
I
right,
was
now
like,
you're
toll cost doesn't bother me.
What doesn't bother you?
Toll costs, the cost of tolls.
Oh.
yeah. I mean, it's
the
cost of
agents
doing
pay it.
business. I don't like paying them,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I mean, but you just make the agents pay them.
so how how did it work for pay? Well, for us in particular, we share a bank account, so all the money went in there, and we spend it accordingly.
But maybe he's asking about, are you a lease operator? Because how it worked for us, I don't know if Prime likes it being out there, but how it works for a lot of married couples at Prime is one person will be a lease operator and the other person will be company, so you can get cheap benefits. So that's what we did.
Okay. Say hi.
I gave one to Jamie, and I
So
even
cute.
gave one to Timmy.
Did you hear me?
Did you hear me? Are you gonna eat lunch, Alina?
Yep,
She becomes a.
we can hear you.
I hear you.
It looks like you didn't bring anything, though. That's okay. Really
Are you
huge
busy?
lunch, just in case I need to share.
She thinks she's busy.
And
Yeah.
you were at least.
I love you too.
Yeah. Okay, so highlight that one.
Yeah.
All right, so continuing the question. Yeah, so basically you have to make a contract between the lease operator and the company driver, which if you're already in it and established, you're going to be the independent contractor. You're going to make a contract and you're going to decide how much you want to pay cent per mile for your wife's work. That's going to get taxed. She's going to get paid as a W-2. She's going to provide you guys with cheap benefits for the both of you, and life is good.
Great setup.
And for the first time ever, you'll be able to say that you're the boss.
Oh, no. You want to click on RJ's question?
Is it this one?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they do.
They
And
certainly do.
Oh man.
sometimes when you're looking at the loads and you find that unusually high rate, and you're like, oh, okay,
Not
this
even,
place
though.
sometimes,
Sometimes.
and then it's going right into New York City or Staten
Just
Island
gotta
or
zoom in on that map.
the boroughs or somewhere where you don't want to be.
Or you're gonna be
Yeah.
like Ross and not care, just take things.
Hey, you just go. You know what I mean? Like,
Here for the adventure, whatever.
yeah,
Hey,
go for it, man.
trails. What's up, sir?
Man, I started this live in the truck. I done came home, changed clothes like Mr. Rogers on that
No, I
one
didn't.
educational show.
Scroll up.
Maybe that's what happened. There it is.
There it is.
What in the
Yeah.
world?
There
I'm
we
going to the Bronx. 14K is
See?
22. 14K for 2,200 miles.
go. Not bad.
Hey, I thought you were off. Back out there running already.
Who are we talking about?
Okay. Ross is answering the comments directed to him in the comments.
So did Prime pay you or did the truck pay? The truck paid the co-driver.
Yeah. But you can take home time at the same time. They don't care about the home time stuff like if you were a normal company driver on a company truck.
All right. I'll hide that bad boy.
Yeah.
Makey money.
She said, Ross.
Would any of you? Yeah. So as soon as Nevada lets me ride in the sleeper in
Yeah.
his truck to see how much better a long wheelbase hooded truck rides, and we decide if that ride comfort is worth the fuel economy difference.
Convince me of the fuel economy difference.
I'm down, but I also like fuel economy. But man, those trucks are gorgeous. And from what we were told, they ride a lot better in team setup. So if anything, that would be the one thing that would get us into a hooded truck.
That might be the one thing that would get
I
us
love
back
hood
to the
trucks.
team.
What's that?
I would definitely get one.
Yeah, I
You
know
would?
you would. He said it before.
Yeah.
I'm the only guy.
Yeah,
who
I
won't.
love hood trucks. I'm just a classic type of guy.
Why wouldn't you, Mike?
Because he hates anything that's shiny or looks cool.
There is also the safety factor. With With a slanted hood, you get my wheelbase is every bit as long as he did out there. Depends on your setup. I mean, I'm almost better ride than any 379 I was in.
What
Oh.
what was the
Would you
safety
run
pack?
a good truck if Volvo made it though? That's my question for you, Mike. If Volvo
What's
made
that?
a hood truck, would you run it?
The reason why, and this is an interesting experiment. You have a person who has a hood truck who likes to sit on the floor with the steering wheel way up here, looking fantastic. Have a truck and walk out until them in a normal sitting position can see them. And the amount of distance that they are from the truck before they can see them is frightening. And
Yeah, but
that's
not
the
everybody has to
suggestion.
sit on the ground, sir. That's a stereotype.
Yeah, I certainly would not be the person sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
No,
No, you have to be hidden. You can't be seen by people passing you, or you passing people.
You want to hit Frost's question? Two questions down.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any advice for a company? I'm assuming a company driver to move to in order to lease prime others. It depends.
I think he's just saying.
I think he's saying,
Are you looking for a
do we
company
have
to
any
lease
advice?
from?
Yes.
Yeah. He's just looking for a company to lease from.
Oh, well, I mean, if you don't have any experience, Prime's definitely a really, really good stepping stone, I think.
It's a
It's
very
a great starting company. 3/4 of the people on screen right now are where they are because of Prime Inc.
Yep.
And I just want.
And Mike maybe would be if he was down here.
Come down here, Mike.
He
Let
wasn't a
Prime change your
Canadian,
life.
yeah.
If
just
I
wanna
was
highlight this
down
one.
there,
Just to think.
if I was down there, I would honestly still be a heavy equipment operator.
Mm.
I wouldn't be driving truck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Became a truck driver is because the equipment operator jobs in Saskatchewan are 6 months out of the year.
Yeah, if there was
6 month pay.
You want to
if
hit
there was any
Red's
piece of
question?
I'm just
advice,
wondering if Kenneth is referring to me joking on people hiding from the people that they're passing.
Oh no, the super truckers is who Mike was joking.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Sit on the floor and
right.
and
That's what I was saying. Hide from the rest of
And
the
have
world.
those stick shifts that reach all the way up here.
Not if you get automatic.
So you want to hit Mally's question right above
This one?
Red's? Yeah, we'll touch on that one. So you really need to look at the lease agreement, read it over. We read it. We it fit within what we could pay, and we liked the trucks that they had.
What was the reason that we didn't go with SFI?
They wanted a lot down, and their payment for team trucks was outrageous at the time. But
yeah,
I mean, you really just need to look at it. There's tons of people that have SFI trucks that are at other companies, and they're doing very well. There's tons at Landstar. Like if you see a Cascadia that is dark gray, chances are it's an SFI truck.
true.
If it has that Landstar on the side and is pulling a Landstar trailer, but it looks
See those,
like a Snyder truck.
The
It's
guy
got
that
cameras on it.
Yup.
Yeah, true.
Yup.
The guy that we met out in Wyoming.
Yeah.
That was SFI truck.
Yep, that was a SFI truck. So there's plenty. And the Trucking Learning Channel, he has an SFI. He bought his from SFI. So like anything, read it over. See if it works out for your business. Go up to the one above that, Reds.
I just want to say that Mike didn't do Prime. Mike's not at Landstar. Mike is feeling very left out right
Mike's
now.
not even in the U.S.
Mike's not even
Mike's,
in the
yeah.
US.
Mike's not even in the
I'm so
country.
lonely. I'm so lonely.
Trying to
Hey,
bring
so
you in
Reds,
there.
hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
now.
Okay, cool. So, Reds, I don't know if you asked the last question. I had some iPhone earbuds on, and I don't even know if y'all could hear me then. But somebody asked like advice on, as far as going lease, like Prime or something else, right? And
Yep.
that question is tied to the question you got on screen right now. If there was any piece of advice, if there was just one piece of advice, not any, but if there was just one piece of advice I'd give anybody that wanted to go lease, it would be just choose somebody where you run percentage and not mileage.
Yep.
Why? Simply because, not about what you believe, it's why you believe it. Simply because If you're gonna lease, it implies that you want to run a business. And if you want to run a business, it only makes sense to be as efficient as you possibly can, and mileage just doesn't teach you to be it doesn't even encourage you to be efficient, and that's my problem with it. It's, again, it's not about can I make the most money, right? Somebody on mileage may make more than me, depending on the rate that they're making, but it's just, it doesn't even encourage you to be efficient, and that's just why I don't like it, man.
Well, also, it's an antiquated system, especially with how much wait time there is at a lot of places now. Like maybe in the 70s, 80s, when you could get in and out, or when you loaded yourself, it didn't matter, mileage pay. But to answer that question that's on the screen, if you can find a company that pays you percentage and you are a company driver and you have no risk in it, that is probably, in my opinion, the best route for being a company driver out there.
Yeah.
Maybe hourly. I don't know.
After hearing
Can we
CB's
clear this up?
He might have some other takes on that, but he's not here right now. So
I just want to make the statement that if you are a 1099 employee, you are not a company driver.
No, there's companies that pay percentage. You are a company driver, but you get percent of the load. It's very, very rare.
If you're W-2, but
W-2.
if you're, but there are some people who use the word company driver. There are some businesses who use the word company driver, and they'll talk percentage with you, but then you're 1099, you can't get insurance from them, and it's like you're not really an employee. If you can't get some in-house insurance, and you don't have my back on workers' comp, that's not employee.
Trucking and Trails says wheelbase makes a huge difference in sleep, even in if you spec another truck at the longest wheelbase.
Yeah.
Let me get a ride in that truck.
But that is why we moved to the Peterbilt from the Freightliner. That was, other than Prime wasn't really doing Volvos at that point. They had the ones that they were trying out, but we couldn't order a Volvo at that point, so that's why we got the Peterbilt. But that's what I've heard, and that's why I'd like to try some of the longer wheelbase ones.
Somebody knows where we are.
Don't be creeping like that. It's a little creepy. Don't.
It's the picture that we took, I guarantee you.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, no. You gave it
Look out your window. Look out your window.
I've definitely made the mistake of posting some stuff on Instagram that then people immediately knew where I was. Like, I posted it while I was still there. I was like, oh, I need to not do that anymore. Got a little creepy.
I've definitely done that.
Made that mistake. It was like first year at Prime. Nope.
And RJ, hit RJ. Yeah, hit that question. How do you guys feel about inward facing cameras? Never. This is our house.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm 50-50.
I don't really know.
I'm 50-50 on it.
But Travis would do it for money.
I don't really know, man. I'm like, number one, most of the people with inward facing cameras, you have to get a critical in order for someone to look at that camera. It's like a camera that's controlled by a third party company, and the only way the third party company sends it to your company is if you get a critical, right? Let's just put it at that. So it's kind of like, as long as you don't get a critical, but if you get a critical, that is your fault, right?
There is a company up here that has cameras, and it's no choice. If you work even as an owner operator, you have to have both cameras. My view on it is, would I want a camera in my home? No. Yeah. Nobody would. You would feel violated. You would feel an invasion of privacy. And regardless of I don't think anybody should have a right to conversations. They should not have a right, an expectation of being able to watch what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. This is my home for weeks at a time.
Yeah, I know people that in their house they have security cameras like facing their living room and their front door and stuff, but
Yeah.
I have yet to see anybody that puts one in their bedroom. And this is essentially your bedroom.
Yep.
So that's the big difference there too.
So I want to note up, waking up to drive a hood is a game changer. If we could get that pretty red and that Cummins performance engine under the hood, I would wake up excited to drive too.
Yeah, for sure.
I
Hey,
kind
y'all,
of
I'm
wanted to
about
weigh in
sign
on
off,
that.
though. I just wanted to say hey to y'all real quick, man. I'm not committed for the long haul though. I'm ready.
It's all good, man. Thanks for popping in. There you go.
Well, you are.
Enjoy your home
Yeah,
time.
Yep. See y'all later.
Later, bud.
I kind of wanted to weigh in on that inward-facing camera question.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Like, so I'm kind of 50-50 on it, and the only reason why is, like worst case scenario, you get into an accident, and it, kind of like a complaint would be, oh, were you on your phone? Obviously, there's a way to get out of it, right? But I don't agree with it because of back with what Mike was saying, that it's an open circuit camera. Like for me, right now, I have a closed circuit camera system that only I have access to.
Yep.
And I'm strongly considering putting an inside camera in my truck. But having that option to where someone could literally log into the internet and pull up that camera at any given time terrifies me. So, like if it was closed circuit and required at companies, as long as it's closed circuit, that's fine. Because that means they have to someone has to come out to the truck to access that camera, which I'm completely okay with.
Yeah. All right. So we'll so we do have a dash camera. Mike, what about you?
Yep. Dash cam right in the middle.
All right. And Ross?
Yeah.
You have a
dash
whole
camera. Yep. I got a whole system. I got out front and both sides of my truck and trailer.
What's the name of your system?
I have the Falcon Eye. Three camera DVR system, and I can add a fourth camera if I wanted to, but being drive-in, I can't really think of a place to put it besides facing me.
Let's see. I need to stop messing with the camera.
Oh
yeah,
no, extended.
So Reds is a W-2 employee being paid percentage. So finding that right there is a pretty tough find in today's industry. That's a very good way. Yeah, TMC is one of the only other ones that I know.
We have a guy in our Discord called CB, and that's what I was saying. He could weigh in on the TMC stuff, paying percentage.
Why is it so hard to find down there? Like up here, I've only worked for companies that pay me mileage. I've been offered, but up here, most of the companies will pay a driver percentage. Why is it so hard down there?
I think down here, based on paying mileage, you'll get harder workers for less pay. So down here, carriers are looking at that bottom dollar, and if you're paying for mileage, you need to run as many miles as you can while hauling the same cheap freight all the time. But if you're getting percentage, even 72% of any load is better than mileage in most cases. So it's just
I was going to say
bottom line kind of thing.
Just look who it benefits more to pay cent per mile, and that's your answer.
Well, and that's the thing. Like mileage is about time. When you break it down to a mileage, about how fast can you get loaded, how fast can you get unloaded, how fast can you get starts. So mileage is about time. What is your time worth? And you only have so many hours in a week. Whereas percentage, you be a little bit pickier if you own your truck. Yes, you don't want to lose money on any load, but working on percentage, you're the mileage, regardless of the situation. As for a 1099 driver, that's starting to something I see a lot more up here, like a lot more. But a 1099 up here is a tax dodge. It's the company not going to pay taxes. And it is going to get to a point where the government's just going to shut it down because there's no being a contract driver when you don't own the truck. You can't claim the truck, you can't claim the fuel, you can't claim anything.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is you're not getting taxed, but the tax man is going to come for you. If you write off, I don't understand the concept of a 1099 driver at all. I don't know.
Yeah.
Losing him a little bit.
Is he breaking up for anyone else, or is it just
Yeah.
He's
us?
breaking up for me real bad.
Yeah,
Oh,
I figured
okay.
it was gonna be for everybody.
So what's your go-to speed on the highway? Mine is,
What's the speed limit?
if it's a calm day, 68. If I have places to go, between 72 and 75. What about you, Ross?
Whatever the safe and legal speed limit is at the time, or
Safe and
whatever
legal speed.
whatever road I'm on, that's the speed I go. I probably go 1 to 2 under sometimes, like if I'm not in a rush. But the speed limit, that's the speed I usually go.
What about you, Mike?
5 over the speed limit.
Lord.
Admirable. I like it.
Our limits are way lower than yours.
That's true.
So even my going over, on average, I'm still doing a lot slower than you guys are.
Yeah, that's very true. Even when I was up there doing, most of Ontario is 100 kilometers. It's like 61 or 60 miles an hour for like us in America.
You were on just about the only highway in all of Ontario that's 100 kilometers. There's another stretch of the 417 that's 100 kilometers an hour, and then all the rest of Ontario is 90.
Whew. That would have been terrible. I would have stuck at the 100 kilometers an hour for sure. But still, I mean, even doing 60, even in a different country, is, so I can understand why you do 5 over, because it's really not that fast. It's 58 to 61 miles an hour.
Is that better? Is that better? Because I just adjusted it a bit.
Okay.
No? Yes?
So go down to the bottom where it says Cam and Mike and click on that.
Yeah. I just adjusted it. Better.
You're still breaking up, and then go over to the camera and set it to like 480p and see if that helps with the video.
Trying to like catch up on comments while you're troubleshooting.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like I don't know, like maybe the service is going in and out because you'll like freeze for a while.
Yeah, you know when people go robot in voice chat, that's doing that.
You're doing it in real life.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just every now and then though, but yeah.
Dang. I want to know about that camera system Kenneth has.
What's that?
Something I saw something about the 360 thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can scroll back up to it, but I just caught up. Where is it? I put a 360 system. I'll pop that up.
Yeah, that one.
I'll be right back. I'm going to try something else.
All right. And now there's 2.
I knew this is why you wanted me out of bed.
Welcome to the No Luck Logic. What were we calling it? No Logic Trucking?
No Luck Logic podcast.
Oh, man. So where are you headed? I know you said you were shut down.
I can't say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I figured.
What direction?
I didn't even ask. You can't
No.
say. That's true. You're right there, Ross.
Yeah. Would you guys do cross-border loads? I absolutely would. I'm waiting for it to warm up, and I'll definitely go back to Canada for sure.
Yeah.
We will not.
Yeah.
You guys got to do it at least once. Just do it once.
We don't have to, and you're not going to make us.
I mean, Okay, well, you're right there.
Well, I don't think we legally can anymore.
Yeah,
Anyways,
we can't
but
legally. I
Oh,
think
yeah,
my
that's right.
passport expires this year. Yeah, it's a whole thing right now. So that's a no from us. But I wouldn't say like absolutely not. But some things would have to change, and we'd have to get some passports updated. And yeah, so not right now, but maybe in the future.
Purple Yeti's got a good idea going here.
right?
It's logic,
Not luck. I like
I
it.
like that. I like
All
that.
right, you want click on Mike down there and add him back to the stream.
No.
Hello, sir.
Oh, is that any better?
Sure.
Oh, sounds like
Yeah.
it. Looks like it.
It does sound a lot better, actually.
You on the phone now?
Yeah, I went on the phone. I have a bit of a glare from something, not sure what.
Was this how we had it set up?
It's all good.
Oh, well, I guess he's.
You have great posture.
Yeah, you look like a more similar quality to Ross now. I think we're still kind of.
Oh, yeah.
But
I wanted to answer that question too. I'm actually just using my GoPro from like my videos.
yeah.
So
I assumed. I forgot to ask.
How do you get your GoPro to feed into like StreamYard?
Magic. There's actually an open source application called GoPro Webcam, and if you download it, but when you download it, make sure you plug in the GoPro to your computer before you turn the computer on, and then it will load up like it's a webcam attached to the computer.
The more you know.
We could have been doing that the whole time.
You asked me all kinds of questions. You never asked me that one.
No luck. Did you train your? Nope.
Neither.
Yeah, so we went through the program at the same time. So we got our CDLs a few days apart. We went on separate TNT trucks. I ended up doing about 45,000 miles because it took her a little bit longer to get a trainer out of the PSD.
Yeah, so really what happened was I got put in the night class because there weren't enough PSD trainers when we were going through. Because they brought in way too many people and did not have trainers. So I got put in the night class, and I was ready like a week before I actually tested out, but I got held in that class for a long time. So Matt got his TNT trainer about a week, right? A week and a half? Was it 2 weeks? Yeah. Before I finally did. But I did get a TNT trainer pretty quickly after I tested out. But yeah, separate trainers.
Yeah. So no, I did not train her.
I know that is the typical. I have heard that story many times that people do that, but that was not the way that we did it.
Hey Mike, I'm gonna take a wild guess. There's a light over your shoulder, your driver's side shoulder.
Yep.
Hey, there it is.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Well, it was driving me nuts, so I'm trying to find my tape, trying to find a napkin, trying to find a very organized individual.
Professional lighting that Ross has, okay?
I just want to
bring it over here.
I want to thank you guys for showing up on like such a short notice.
Pulled you both in here. I
was like, well, the winds have calmed down, but I can't say that now. So I'm trying to make it to a place, but now they're closed. So I'm gonna try and swing there for lunch tomorrow now.
Fair enough.
On my journey.
For me, it was customers. Being oversized, I can fib my way out of a ticket if I'm caught on a double lane highway, but single lane highway, you cannot be on a single lane highway after dark if you're oversized. So I just told the customer we have to wait till morning.
Fair enough.
I didn't know that.
Click on the California.
The California question.
All
so
right.
Mike, do you ever go to California?
That's a no.
That's a negative for sure.
In my defense, I do really want to go to Disneyland, Disney World, that I-80 truck stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to visit a Buc-ee's.
Good luck in
I have yet to visit a Buc-ee's.
So that's Texas.
They're not. Yeah, they're not. But they're not trucker friendly.
Right.
Oh, I know. I'll park somewhere and walk. I'm good with that.
Okay. Yeah.
Build up my appetite because they have the brisket sandwich that looks amazing, and I'm like a dog. I'm very food oriented.
We can make you a brisket sandwich.
Yeah, I know. We were talking about that. That smoker would be amazing with that, right?
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
I miss it.
So California for us is basically, it's not a no, but it's not a yes. If it pays well, we'll go.
Yeah, we've been looking for a good paying California load.
Today was the
Haven't found
first
many.
one that I was like, I will deadhead over to Ohio
Yeah.
to get this load.
I was just about to say, I'm like, that is
It was
rare.
what?
I would deadhead for that.
Right.
450 or
It was 5 something.
That was
I think.
5. It was like 561 a
across
mile.
the country.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing with
Wild.
long runs, they usually pay less rate.
Yeah, Mike's gone.
Yep.
Because it's a lot of miles, but that particular one paid a really good rate, and it was a lot of miles. I mean, Ohio to California is not bad. What does he say?
So since it's just the Prime people in here now, I feel less bad about answering this one.
So yeah, that's kind of everyone's catch-all is like the training's really long. I mean, to be honest, it's I don't know. You can kind of think of it as learning how to drive with somebody in the sleeper in case you really mess up. It wasn't. I mean, you're basically team driving for 30,000 miles, so it wasn't like you're in a classroom every day. It was long, but I feel like when we came out of it, we were ready for pretty much anything. It was a good company. We just outgrew it.
I feel like a lot of people look at the training at Prime the wrong way. I highly recommend Prime, but people look at the length of training as like a deficit for Prime or like a negative. And I look at it as, if you're really that in a rush to get out onto the road with like a day's worth of training, you really don't need to be out here. Like, just quite honestly. Now, is it a little bit lengthy? Maybe, but I also look at that time, and it's coming from, me being in a trainee position and being a trainer. I'd rather make as many mistakes with someone who can fix it right behind the seat than having to call somebody on the phone like, okay, I messed up. What do I do? And now you have to wait on hold for 3 hours. Like, I always look at training in that aspect. If you want to come out here and be successful and like, everyone can say what they think. Like, oh, I know if I had a truck right now, I could, from day one, I'd be making a ton of money. Not everybody's like that. So if you actually want to come out here and not fail in the first or second week, and then be on the first bus ride or plane ride home, and then like, oh, well, Prime did me so wrong, you could sit and learn all you can with a certified trainer there with you that can hold your hand for that amount of time. That way, when you get on your own, because you're more than likely you're going to get a brand new truck, you're good to go. You can do anything you want to do and know exactly how to do it. But that's how I look at the training.
In my opinion, Prime is the best of the starter companies.
Yes.
But all the people that got their CDLs, other means, and had other ways to like practice driving the trucks and stuff. I mean, I don't have any experience with that. We went through the program and that's what we did. So I don't know. Let's see. Do you want to hit Red's or yeah, just pick whatever one of them. That's why my wife wants to train her. Yeah. So you just have to understand the dynamic that it's going to be.
Yeah, it's like a blessing and a curse.
Yeah. Tread carefully and be patient.
Yeah,
is all I can say.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked to a handful, I'll say 3, 4, 5 couples that the husband trained the wife, and that is a challenge in and of itself.
Because when you're working with family or a significant other, you're a little harder on them, and they don't take you correcting the bad behavior the same as somebody that's completely separate from you.
It's doable, but tread lightly and establish ground rules.
Be very, very patient and understanding. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely.
Having a flower shop on speed dial would probably help a bit too.
Yeah.
While you're in the truck.
Yeah. We're gonna be at this truck stop. I'm gonna need about 4 dozen roses.
Get Red's question. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Red's out here with the fire questions.
Red's got some fire questions.
So I'll say for me, if things were different, I would have done it sooner. I got in when I was 33-ish, maybe 34, 32. I don't know. One of those years. I would have probably done it a little bit sooner in my life. But what about you, Liz?
Well, I think it took us having that conversation of, did I want to be on a truck? Because I think both of us independently had thought about it before, but neither of us wanted to be out on the road by ourselves. So when I heard that team trucking was a thing, I was like, oh, wait, what's that? I didn't know that was a thing. I had no idea that somebody was sleeping behind a lot of the people out there, in theory. So I don't know.
If you're good at team driving.
Yeah, if you're good
I'm not.
you're good at team driving. So I can't really answer that question because I'm kind of a firm believer that the path you travel in life is the path that you are meant to travel, if that makes sense. So when the question comes up, like, if you could go back in time and fix all your mistakes, would you? Absolutely not. Because every mistake that I ever made brought me where I'm supposed to be and taught me something. So everything happens at the right time.
What about you, Mike? Would you do trucking again?
Wow. Deep philosophical question.
It's a really good question.
Don't sit there all frozen. We thought we lost you again.
Yeah. I was actually seeing if it would work that way. What if it at the same time, looking at the same options, would I go into trucking again? Yes. I would like to go into trucking again, having access to the knowledge that there's out there now. Because 6 years ago, trucking videos, there were like 4 guys doing them. And they weren't bad videos, but they weren't great videos either. They weren't. I ended up looking at trucking videos because I'm thinking about getting my truck license. What is it like being a truck driver? Okay. What do I need to know as a truck driver? Okay. Now there's just tons and tons and tons more information than was out 6 years ago even. So I would say yes, with the caveat of having today's information, just to because our experiences in trucking was so different, that having that information would have made me much better prepared than what I was.
What about you, Mr. Ross?
If you want a basic answer, I would. But I would honestly say no. I wouldn't. Only because of exactly what Liz said. Like, I believe I got here at the time I was supposed to be here to do the things that I wanted. So if I had to do something again, I would absolutely go into aviation. I would have stuck with aviation.
Yeah. But
is that why you play Flight Simulator all the time?
When I leave trucking, I'm going into aviation. So yeah.
Nice.
To piggyback on what Mike said, though, there are a lot of people out here who have all of that information at their fingertips and don't use it. And it drives me crazy. I'm like, Google is a thing. YouTube is a thing. Search it. Learn. Like, you can't just stop driving at the end of the day and think that you have nothing left to learn. Like, there's always more to learn. So that's my soapbox on that. Just do more research.
Something that was mentioned. Yeah. Something that was actually mentioned in the room the other night. We were discussing. Good time to plug Discord again, by the way.
Where's
something that was,
Sozo?
Yeah, Sozo, post it up.
Please.
Something that was mentioned was we started discussing automatic versus manual trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Of the three of us, I have a 13 speed. You guys are both in automatics. Is one better than the other? Well, it depends on your preference, depends on what you think about it, the math says different things. The math says an automatic aero truck is going to be best for fuel mileage. But one of the things that was brought up was, well, everybody's going to automatic trucks because they're so easy to drive. And my question to that was, okay, fantastic. Everybody in the room who has an automatic truck, please speak up who has actually gone through the owner's manual just to read about the truck, not to answer a question you had, but get the information. See, exactly.
I've absolutely read the manual of this truck before I turn the truck on.
Yeah, and so have I. I'm a firm believer in that because how are you going to do anything well and efficiently if you don't know what it's supposed to actually be doing? The guy who taught me to shift the truck was taught by somebody else who's taught him how to shift the truck, who taught him how to shift the truck, who's saying we're all right. Right? There's you take 20 guys in a room and those 20 guys are all going to shift just a little bit different. The automatics don't. The 20 trucks are going to have a little bit different options, a little bit different thing, and your answers are all going to be in that bloody book. And it's and as a truck driver, you definitely need to know that book.
All right, let's throw a question up here.
You want one of these?
Yeah. Click on Purple Yeti's question.
This one?
Yeah. So the answer that I always want to go back to is I feel like yes, but what everyone was saying is like we learned a lot. I feel like we stayed at Prime for a lot longer than we should have, but I think it was probably just right. We were there for 2.5 years before we parted ways. Like part of me says, yeah, I would have loved to have been an owner operator sooner, but I think we learned what we needed to learn in that time. So I think it was right timing for us.
I think going through what we did in the last 6 months that we were there, if we hadn't gone through that process of getting a new fleet manager and going through all that, I would have felt like we left something on the table or a stone unturned at Prime. If we hadn't given it our best shot, our best effort, I probably would have had some regrets. But as it is now, with the timing of coming over to Landstar when we did, I have absolutely no regrets.
What about you, Ross?
Nah, I wouldn't have went sooner. Not even a little bit. Yeah,
Right
1 year company driver, 1 year lease, and 1 year's owner operator in 2 months. Like,
good timing.
I've got my timing. Like like you said, all the information, all the knowledge that I've acquired and and share on my channel, I've actually had to go through and experience those things. I can't just if I were to go back and do it sooner,
right.
a lot of questions that I get asked, I probably wouldn't have the answer to.
How?
Well, I get a lot of specific questions, like I don't want to put anybody in particular on blast, because I get like a lot of different questions. But a lot of the questions, like the differences of earnings between company driving and lease operating, right? For Prime, I get that question a lot because I'm one of the very few people who did both for a year.
Yep.
So if I jump sooner, like I pride myself in my wealth of knowledge. So it's like, if I can't answer those kind of questions, I feel like I'm doing people kind of like a disservice. So I wouldn't go sooner because I enjoyed I didn't have like terrible experiences. I had bad experiences, but I didn't have terrible ones where it'd be like, if I was just an owner operator sooner, I wouldn't have to have dealt with that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I grew as a person, as a driver, and as a business owner, using the time that I did when I did it.
Well, I mean, we could ask you the same, right, Mike? You're an owner operator now as well.
Yeah, but I was a company driver for most of those 6 years. So,
right. I mean, same question.
Yeah, but as a new owner operator,
the only reason I would have wanted to be one sooner, and this is very, very specific, is I would be in a much better position for the cost of doing it right now. 2 years ago would have been much easier to get a truck, would have been much cheaper to get a truck, would have been much cheaper on fuel. I mean, and I'd have 2 years of earnings to carry me through what I'm kind of struggling with right now. The cost of doing business up here right now is nasty expensive.
So, I mean, obviously you can't look back in the past now knowing what you know, because it doesn't work that way. So you don't even know. You could be in the golden time of trucking for you up there right now. Fuel could be 10 times more expensive and there'd be absolutely no trucks.
That would be a depressing thought in and of itself.
Right.
So
because there does come a point where it becomes nonprofit when the cost of doing business exceeds your income.
Yeah.
Did we lose him?
Did we?
He's got
my
good posture,
options
so
then.
Still. Okay.
Okay. There we go. So I just want to say, both these guys, everybody has a YouTube channel.
Yeah, just raise your hand if you've posted videos. Raise your hand if you. Oh.
I think he might be frozen.
I think he's frozen this time.
I think he's frozen.
I can hear him though.
No,
It's
I'm
not
not
like
frozen.
raising
What happened? I have a phone call coming in, and I'm on my phone, and it got confusing. And I was like, "Okay, I'm on the air. I'm not supposed to cuss." Matt said I'm not allowed to cuss. How do I deal with this without cussing?
If you need to drop off and answer that, do it to it, man.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
I shall return.
All right, man.
Yeah. Do you have Mike's link as well, Sozo, that you could drop there? Because he does have a channel. He will.
Look at that.
Maybe eventually.
Sozo is on point.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring it up, because I knew.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
I could
And I
probably
also
get him to
updated
go
mine.
get the link.
That's so true. Hey, it's the truth. I'm trying to get him to post a video on his YouTube channel that we made him make.
Let's see. So are those okay? There are hyperlinks in the actual chat.
Cool. Yeah. So the question is, yes, Ross does have a YouTube channel. It's Johnson's Logic. His catchphrase: if you're gonna think, you might as well do it logically.
Mm-hmm. If you
He's
think
got
you
some
might as
good
well do it
content.
logically.
So
I need to record some content.
people would absolutely watch.
Yeah.
People
So
watch anything, but people would absolutely watch you
all right.
hauling some yachts.
So we're gonna go on a little rant here, just a small one. So people think that you have to have some groundbreaking, revolutionary content on YouTube, and that you're just doing what every other YouTuber is doing that drives. We are too. I was sitting there thinking the same thing, but all of my friends that truck drive watch our stuff. I watch all of their stuff, and we all do the same job. It's interesting to see another person's take on it, another person's day, because every single load is different, especially when you're on like the spot market or like a load board, because there's no two loads that are the same. And I think it would be highly fascinating if you posted a channel about hauling and loading yachts.
Yeah.
Because I know zero about it, and that would be pretty interesting.
Yeah. I'd assume.
Yeah, I would absolutely watch that.
Yeah. And it makes me think, was it Gentry?
Yep.
And Sons?
Gentry and Sons, yeah.
I've one video in particular that I'm thinking of where he showed a dash cam of him hauling a wide load, just watching some of the crazy stuff that cars do around wide loads, like trying to cut people off going to bridges when they have to take up the whole lane, and it's wild. So whether or not it's wide load, sometimes you get really interesting footage if you're filming while you're hauling that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so please make a channel. If you're not already in the Discord, join. We can give you some tips. I can try to get you some eyes into the situation once you make your first video. But learning this now, I'm not going to promote somebody's channel until they have a video on it. At least one. Get one video.
Yeah.
Just one video.
How's the stress?
Well, I was just
Ooh.
showing that Purple Yeti.
Yeah.
It made Ross a couple dollars the other day watching.
You did. Thank you. Thank you.
How's dealing with the stress of running a business as well as driving the truck at the same time? It's not really a whole lot of stress. We pay the people that we need to pay to do the things that we either don't want to or can't do or don't know how to do. So I firmly believe you pay your tax professional for the same reason that you pay your lawyer, to keep you out of jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. But on that note, stress and mental health, the road is not easy on a person's mental health. Do with that what you will, but it's not easy being alone out here. It's not easy even being out here with your spouse. It's not easy being away from your family all the time. It's not easy. I mean, I make 100 excuses not to exercise or do this, that, or the other, but it's not an easy job from that standpoint. I mean, a lot of stuff is easy out here, but the mental health struggle, and like somebody mentioned earlier, being alone with your thoughts all day, even if you have a podcast going, can be really, really straining. So we're just out here doing our best, y'all.
Click on Lone Wolves.
This one? This one?
Yeah. I'm 100% not hating on Mike. I'm trying to encourage him by teasing him to make the video, because I think you guys would like his content just as much, dealing with like oversized loads and just Canadian trucking in general. It'd be fascinating to see the differences.
Yeah, I'm out here trying, man. But I know you could tell me a lot about that, but I'm trying. We're not as good about it as we should be, but I try to stretch every day.
So people that are getting into this industry, you may be young, you think that Freightliner ride's all right. Look, do everything in your power to make your ride as comfortable as possible. I know I'm guilty of this, but you need to stretch. Take the time to stretch, because it doesn't seem like much now, but later on, this compounding issue, like your spine and your vertebrae are going to get compressed in this job. There's no way around it. So you have to do the best job you can to prevent that, or you will be taken out of the industry, not
Too
by
young.
choice.
Yeah, the industry too young. I keep getting the.
I do want to answer that question.
Which one?
Beeman's question, the one in CDL school.
Click
This
it up.
one?
It's a very good
one?
question.
Yeah.
I actually answer this question a lot. So you're noticing that when you're backing, no matter how straight you are, your trailer always drifts, right? So a lot of times when I talk to people about this particular question, I tell them to think of two chain links put together. And if you lay it flat on the table, just grab one chain link and move it. And if it stays straight, go play the lottery. Whenever you have two separate pieces of anything, it can be completely straight. If it's not connected and like a pencil, it's always going to have a chance to move. So yes, it happens. It's quite normal, and it happens a lot.
There's so many variables on that, but also your mirrors. It may look straight to you in your mirrors, but they are magnified and convex. So you could adjust it a little bit more, and it may not look straight then. And also, like Ross says, you're just naturally going to have that. And once you get comfortable with the truck, you're not even going to think about it, but you'll just kind of move the hands just a little bit, because like I guarantee you, I'll give you a pro tip. You're going to turn the steering wheel way too much for the first 6 months of you driving.
First 6 months. What are we
6 months?
Like, I'm still starting out, just arms flailing. I know I'm doing it. It's terrible.
Your trainer is probably going to say you're turning the wheel too much, and you can't figure out how to turn this truck without turning the wheel too much, but eventually it'll click.
Yeah, my
It's really funny.
first trainer before I got my CDL said, even for straight line backing, you're never not going to be making an adjustment. You're always going. So it's here. So imagine your hand at the top of the wheel. It's always this little movements, but you're always going to be doing something one way or another to get that trailer to stay straight.
Yeah, if you're holding your hand straight while you're backing, go to the doctor. You're probably having a stroke. You have to be moving all the time.
Yeah,
but it's going to become second nature. Like, I'm not gonna say immediately, but it's going to become really second nature where you can literally stare in the mirror and straight line back and not even think about it. It'll just be a muscle reaction, muscle memory. That's it.
Yeah, on this one, I keep hearing a lot of stuff about it. I'd like to know how much better it rides as well.
So when we pay off this truck, I am going to custom make a front air suspension, and I will let you know how it goes. So that basically what it comes down to is you make a bracket for 2 airbags, you take out a leaf spring, and you put a height sensor on. They have kits for the hood trucks, and you can kind of adapt them for these, or there is a shop that does a custom front air suspension on things that are not hood trucks.
Yeah, but on this one, given how long their shocks last, I'd imagine their air ride front suspension lasts about as long as those did, which wasn't very long.
That too. So shocks are not an infinite resource. You should, in theory, be changing your shocks every 100,000 miles if you want the best comfort. Yeah. So some companies.
I've had these shocks for 400,000 miles.
So, all right. So this is the caveat. Some companies, they do last a lot longer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like I said, Freightliners do not last.
And it's not like they need to be replaced at 100,000 miles. That's kind of where I'm at because they're $50 a shock. So it's
unless
like
you buy the shocks that we did,
right?
Trying to make our Cascadia ride well. Those are not $50 a shock.
So the thing is, like with a shock, most of these now don't leak oil, so it's not like you can visually see if the shock's bad. And by the time it gets to the point where it starts wearing the tires unevenly, you've already damaged the tire. So if you replace them at say 100,000, 150, or 200, or whatever increment you feel you need to, just as preventative maintenance instead of as repairing, it's a good touch to, especially with Freightliners in general. I would say it's safe to say every 100,000 miles would be good. I think on a Volvo and probably some of the other, like the Kenworths and stuff, you can go a lot longer. I mean, there's some people that go 800,000 miles and never replace them, but I mean, if you want the ultimate ride.
Yeah. So on this note, I always say Freightliners are great for solo guys.
Absolutely.
And they are, because they're cheap to fix. They can be fixed almost anywhere. Like, they hardly ever break down. Great on that note. However, we always said we got a Peterbilt so that we could try to team drive, because one person could be sleeping easier in the bunk. But man, these roads do not make it easy. But I will say, just from a driver comfort standpoint, I am way less tired at the end of the day after driving a Peterbilt than I was driving our Freightliner. I loved it, but it was not comfortable even in the driver's seat. So yes, I'd say Freightliner all day long for a solo guy, but expect to replace your back at some point in your life.
Yeah.
You know?
I was just thinking about that. I'm like, I feel like I have a lot more energy at the end of a drive shift in my Volvo than I did in my Freightliner. I never thought about that till just now.
Yeah.
I didn't even know how good I had it when I was training in the Volvo.
Got so lucky.
And then we leased a Cascadia, and it rode fantastic for the first 20,000 miles.
And then the shocks blew, and
yeah, we had blown shocks at 87,000 miles.
Yeah.
The drive shocks were blown.
But that is absolutely why, you know, those stacks of drive tires that they have.
Yep.
At the terminals. and with all the chunking on them.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be partially the super singles or the super single brand that they buy.
It's shocks.
But yeah, it is the shocks. Freightliner shocks kill those tires.
Yeah, anybody at Prime, go to the terminal where all the bobtails are and walk by every single Freightliner and look on the very inside edge of all the drive tires, and you'll see like little like mountains. Yeah, and that's typically from the shocks and the balance of the tires. But
expect to replace your spine
Yeah.
at some point. That's really what it comes down
get a
to.
bacchiotomy.
The bacchiotomy.
Hate to crush the dreams, but
It's spinal. Man, I wish I knew StreamYard well enough to play that Mike Tyson clip.
if they could figure out the ride, they would have the trucking industry like beat. But the thing is, it's like there's gonna be ups and downs to every truck brand. So Freightliner's major downside is its ride, but its upside is huge on the fuel economy and everything. I love them, but
yeah.
Scroll down a little bit. Let's see.
Let's see what else we got. Getting out of the Freightliner topic.
Yeah.
I could go on for days.
So click on the suicide. Are suicide knobs even legal to run? I don't know 100%. I was told they weren't, but I've never seen it.
It was also when you were at Prime, right?
Oh.
I was also told at Prime that suicide knobs were illegal, and I really don't think they are. But I'm also not personally, I'm not a fan of them. But I think that's a Prime thing.
I've never used one on a semi truck. I've used it on a dump truck.
Maybe they just didn't like it because of the name. So like automatically that has to be illegal, right?
Well,
they
didn't
that's why they're called that, though. I mean, to my understanding, because you have a knob on your steering wheel. If you hit something, your head's going into that knob. Suicide knob.
Yeah, I guess. All right, let's see. Zach Miller says probably need to replace my shocks. Yeah.
Getting
so
heated.
honestly, yeah, man. It's like it's an afternoon's worth of work to replace it. It's not bad at all.
Yeah.
I think it's like 1 1/4 or 1 1/16 wrench and socket, and that's all you need.
Oh God, please don't.
What?
I'm looking at the Swift truck about the blindside back next to me.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Do you need to handle that, sir?
Yeah, no, he kept going. Ain't no way. Oof. This is why I parked here, because if you come into the truck stop that I'm in, like if you come down to where I'm at, you're blindsiding, so people have to usually go down the parking lot and turn back around, and usually they find another parking spot down there. So like I've been safe for like, I don't know, I think I've been here like 20 hours by now. I've been fine.
I can't say that any of us have ever driven a Mac other than you drove a dump truck, right?
Yeah, dump truck Mac.
But not.
That's about it. Never a semi.
We did a little bit of research into them when we were trying to find a better riding truck back before we ordered our first Peterbilt. But
now it's pretty much a Volvo in different clothes that I don't think look as good.
I feel like it's a cheaper version of a Volvo.
But do they ride as well as a Volvo?
No, I've heard that they don't. I literally only know one person who actually drives a Mac, and he hates it.
The interior is pretty cool. I'll give him that.
Is it? I don't know if I've ever really.
I didn't like the interior. I feel like that you, Matt, would not like the interior. I was about to say, but Mack trucks, they're not the same as Volvos. So Mack trucks are made for smaller people. So you would have a really tough time in a Mac.
They're also, so like my understanding is Mac's always been more of a heavy haul or like oil field type work, not really a comfortable OTR truck.
What motors do they have?
You got me. I don't know.
I thought we knew that one.
I think the same as the Volvo, maybe. I don't know.
I couldn't answer.
But there's also two completely different generations of Mack trucks. The older ones before Volvo purchased it, completely different, and then now it's not even the same type
Hi,
of truck.
Prime Trucker Rob. We're just catching up on the comments.
Oh,
I don't know how old that was, but
yeah.
like 4 minutes.
Night.
ago. Okay.
I was told they were legal. Being illegal was a myth. Probably. I don't know.
Probably.
Maybe. I have no idea.
He's talking about the
Suicide knob. Yeah.
Mhm.
I've never
Yeah.
had any interest in it, so I don't know 100% either way. I'm just regurgitating what I was told.
Before that.
Let me actually catch up to you.
What?
The big duty.
The big duty. What does that mean?
How
scared.
bad do you have to go to the bathroom in order to quit your job? You know what I mean? like I have a childish mind, so like that's how my brain translates the sentence. Like
I don't think that's what he meant, guys.
we know. But
Anyway, so if we could get an answer on that one,
the big duty.
a lot of states.
Frost. Yeah, feel free to reach out to us, Frost. I mean, Ross is a good wealth of knowledge. You can ask us
Are
whenever.
you on the Discord?
Right. That's the real
Shit,
question.
Discord is you can get a lot of questions answered on Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty quick too.
Yeah. It's a good resource. That's what
You know what? Red's been asking the heavy hitters out here today.
Yeah.
This one?
Click on Red. Yeah.
He's been
MVP.
asking the heavy hitters.
Do you guys ever plan on expanding the business and getting other trucks to work under you? Did you ask this
Maybe.
one earlier and I ignored it? I think I just skipped over it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I probably skipped over it.
Nothing set in stone. We don't really have any huge aspirations to make a fleet or anything, but it's a possibility. I keep telling Madman that we'll have a truck for him, but he's not coming over the border, so
I feel like that's the struggle that everybody runs into when they get multiple trucks is filling the seat with somebody that you trust.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I don't know. I can't speak on it. I don't know anything. I've never owned multiple trucks. But it just seems like a very stressful situation. That was always the dream though. I feel like the first year we were at Prime, I was like, man, to have like, I mean, even just like 2 or 3 trucks, I was like, that'd be the dream. But the more I heard experiences and the more I looked into it, the more I was like, that just sounds like stress. I don't even know that I don't even know.
What about you, Ross?
It's certainly not off the table. I've actually been thinking about it here quite lately. It's certainly not off the table, but it's not at the forefront of my plans right now. But it's possibly in the future, possibly.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that's where
Let's
we're
see what we have question-wise. We're going on 2 hours. We're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, man, this went by fast.
Yeah.
We're still waiting on that oil change.
Yep.
We'll get called in one day.
Sheesh.
We'll get called in after midnight.
All right. Let's scroll all the way down. Let's see. Simple plan. What's up? He's backed up. Oh no.
Oh no.
I was told they were illegal when I drove. Yeah. See, I don't know. If anybody knows for sure, watch your arm on the
Yeah, I know. I
mic,
keep hitting it, and then I keep messing with the computer too. Hey Dave. Are they only legal because of disability? What?
Interesting.
What?
That's interesting. I haven't heard that one. I
I've
heard that
heard
about
that.
window tint.
That's an interesting one. They're only legal if it is because of disability. It has to be prescribed by a doctor.
Captain Dave in the house.
Captain Dave.
Is that
Captain Dave.
Is that the guy training with
Driver lineup.
Yeah. Cool. Welcome. Thanks for joining.
I really want to answer Larry's question just to piss
What's
everybody off.
This one? You do?
Absolutely. I do it every single day.
Okay.
Here's why though. And I know everybody's going to be pissed off at me, but here's why. I only drive at night. So by the time I'm stopping in the fuel island, it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and everybody's.
But you're not blocking anything if there's no one there.
Right.
That's why I answer the question. I'm like, yeah, food and bathroom breaks every time. I absolutely block it.
I think
I
blocking
don't park inside of it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's a good question too, because a lot of times we'll
I'll pull up to the line.
So 2 different scenarios. One, we've were fueling or have fueled and pull up to the line and run in and use the bathroom and then leave. Or kind of like you're saying, like if it's not very busy, we won't sit at the fuel island though. We'll just go ahead and pull through up to the line. That way somebody could still use the fuel island, but
never for any length of time. It's always to run in
like
and out.
5 minutes at most.
It's usually at night. If there's spots, we'll park. If there's obviously late at night, there's not spots, but
which is why I did
last night at our new
Sheets
that we found,
truck stop.
There was a spot. I was like, well, I guess we're staying here.
So I guess he had a good experience with that one.
Drink.
Yeah, I was about to say he must have had a good experience at that Sheets.
What did Zach say? Under the new comment.
Dude, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. Never.
Mm-hmm.
Have you?
Never.
I'm gonna find you wherever you are. No, absolutely.
Yeah, I never do. Also, at noon, I'm asleep, so that's another thing.
No, we only shower if we find a spot.
How's it going, Madman?
You're back.
Welcome back.
I had to help my stepdaughter with a math question. The advantages.
That was 20 minutes.
When your stepdaughter is 11,
okay,
I sound like a math genius. Not
There
to
you
brag
go.
or anything, but to an 11-year-old, I'm a math whiz.
Yeah, that's fair.
So the only thing that you really missed is me giving you a hard time because you haven't put out a video.
we're not promoting your channel until you post a video.
In fairness, everybody is their own worst critic.
Yep.
So basically, everything I've video, and my phone is nearly full. I didn't get the angle right. You couldn't hear me talking at all. My mic didn't work. And are they excuses? For sure, they're excuses. 100% they're excuses. I can't deny that. However, you want to put out a nice product. You want to have something for people to.
Well, so let's work on putting out a product first, and then we can work on refining it.
First product does not need to be finished.
Yeah.
Does not need to be nice.
Your
Doesn't
first
need to be shiny.
Your first videos are gonna suck. Just accept it. Get through it.
You can always delete them later.
Yeah, that's what I did.
No,
I
you
privated
hit
all
them.
of the old stuff.
Quick vote on favorite truck stop chain. I don't even know what chains y'all have up there.
Oh, we have Flying J.
True.
We have Irving. Irving and Flying J are
mostly gas stations. Is it all truck stops too?
Just one.
What's
that
that?
I know of. Maine.
Yeah, I guess maybe Irving's is in Maine.
Yeah, that's because Maine. See, what happened was Irving got into a contract with Flying J. So Irving and Flying J use the exact same pumps. Their cards are interchangeable. Good times. But we have Pipeline, one TA, Ultramar, Husky, and Esso.
What's your favorite?
Flying J, hands down.
What about you, Ross?
I'm a Loves guy, honestly. I'm a Loves guy. And it has nothing to do with the fuel discount, even though it is, it's our cheapest fuel at Landstar right now. But I just like their cleanliness, and honestly, most of them, they're extremely friendly.
All right, let's see if we have covered all the comments. We're going on 2 hours, and we're going to have to end this. Do you want to hit
that one?
Yeah, let's see this.
Yeah, I figured it's gonna be that one too.
Would it be safe to say Prime or former Prime people make videos more truck informative and less drama? I don't think that was a Prime thing. I think that's just maybe the group.
It's a person thing.
Yeah, maybe the group of people that left Prime and did their own thing. I mean, I have too much stuff going on in the day to get into YouTube drama or trucking drama or job drama or anything like that. So I just don't care. I show what's going on our day, take it for what it is. I'm a truck driver, not a videographer. What about you, Ross?
I would say that the negative videos, and I've watched some of them, but anything, and it doesn't even have to be Prime, but anytime I see like a negative YouTube video, like someone saying something bad about something, it's because they're at fault for something and they're bitter about it. Like, and that's just what it is. Like, even for the channel that comes to mind, I've questioned the guy about it, and I'm like, okay, well, what's the real reason? This when I was still at Prime, like, what's the real reason that you left Prime? And he told me, I'm like, that sounds like your fault. Like, why are you bashing Prime? They did what they needed to do. So like it comes down to a personal thing. So it's not really like humbleness. It's more just like
Accountability.
Yeah. I mean, we left Prime on our terms. Like, we didn't get fired. We left because we left.
Yeah.
But that's why I see in negativity.
All right, let's see if there's any other questions we can answer. Let's see. Keep going.
Do you know? Do you know the new math?
We're going.
We're going past
No,
it.
I'm not good at math. So Mike is the math.
I'm not
genius.
either.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
All right.
What?
So that looks like all the questions.
It's all math now.
We're going to
Loves is the best.
be wrapping it up. Anything you guys want to share? Anything you want to say, Badman?
No. Blissfully ignorant.
So we need your commitment to make a video.
Yes.
So we're not going to put a date because we don't need to hammer down the schedule, but I need you to provide me with some clips and I'll help you edit. Even if it sucks.
I will make this commitment. I will take at least 2 videos in the settings you told me about. At least 2 for the next 3 days. And then you can see what I'm doing and give me some helpful criticism.
Sounds good.
And you might even be able to string together a video just out of that.
There you go. Sounds good. Mr. Ross, anything you'd like to add?
No, not really. It's really good to sit down and talk to you guys.
Yeah.
You guys definitely pass the time. And I'm really glad my wind warning is gone, so now I can actually drive tonight. So
Are you actually driving? Okay.
Yeah,
So
no, I'm gonna go take a nap
when can we expect some new video content from Mr. Logix?
Oh yeah, about that. I'm probably gonna record. Well, I need to record after I wake up from my nap, and then I'm gonna record some tomorrow. So I might be able to upload a video tomorrow. So the reason why I haven't uploaded is I've missed, like, I have a bunch of footage that I have on my hard drive, but I left it at home. So now all my videos are gonna be weird because now I have to record and like put it on my phone, immediately upload it, and then delete it. But all the footage that I have is saved, so it's kind of gonna be like,
I got you. So. You want to answer that question before we head out?
I'll be sometime this week.
Do you want to hit that question up?
I think he froze.
Oh no.
Ross is frozen.
He's frozen?
Yep.
He is frozen. Okay. So background check, you do it kind of at the same time. You take the test, you do the fingerprint, they send it over to Homeland Security. You wait about 2 weeks. They send you a letter. You take that back to DMV, and then you get the shiny endorsement stamped on your license. That's it.
Yeah, and then Ross could have answered this one, but he's frozen.
Yeah.
We are the Johnson Logic live now. If he ever comes back.
All right. So just want to thank everyone for joining the live. Want to thank these guys for taking the time out of their day to join us as well. It's always great having other people, other perspectives. Great chat. So
and gone.
We will probably have a video in the next couple days. Probably going to do another live maybe in a week or so. Maybe we'll catch up with Madman. We'll get a video out for him. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one, guys. Hit the top right.